The 10 most expensive vegetables for any aspiring gourmand who has never considered a vegetable to be a luxury ingredient worthy of starring in a dish. We're about to prove you wrong. Certain vegetables can be shockingly expensive and rare. We aren't talking about pricier vegetables you might find in your average grocery store. We're talking about the most expensive vegetables you'll have to go to some lengths to acquire because they are either sold only by licensed vendors or due to their extremely difficult growing conditions. Number 10. Enza Zaden Cocktail and Cherry Tomato. Enza Zaden is an independent, small business for vegetable breeders located in Enkhuizen, Holland. The company breeds all of its tomatoes without genetic modification, which adds to the cost. Their tomatoes are hardy, disease-resistant, and flavorful. Enza Zaden's most expensive tomato varieties are their cocktail tomatoes. These tomatoes are glossy and firm with a sweet and aromatic flavor. We love cocktail tomatoes for their on-the-vine look while we char them in a seasoned cast iron. The price of these tomatoes will depend on the seller and your location, but you can expect to pay from $1 to $12 per pound for good cocktail tomatoes. We estimate this will be on the higher side due to rising transportation costs. Number 9. Sembikiya Avocado. Avocados are both fruits and vegetables. Just like a tomato is botanically considered as a fruit but is commonly considered a vegetable. Though they are a trendy food, avocados are one of the costliest foods to grow in terms of the extraordinary labor required. They command sky-high prices, and in recent years, an average avocado may fetch as much as $2.19 each. Price an avocado from luxury fruit store Sembikiya fetches $6.60. Prices may vary seasonally. Number 8. White asparagus. White asparagus, known as Weissaspargel, is a German delicacy. Germans eat the long, white spears with butter and ham. You can usually pick these up in mid-March at a German farmer's market, at staggeringly high prices. Germans refer to this plant as white gold, and the more expensive it is, the more the taste is assured. According to consumers, this plant tastes different from normal asparagus. It is softer and more delicate than regular asparagus and has a subtler flavor. Price. You can get this at your grocery store for around $8 per pound. Number 7. Pink lettuce. Pink lettuce is actually known as pink chicory, a lettuce look-alike. You may have seen it on your social media because of its rare color. Around 4 years ago, it was one of the hottest vegetables served at New York's trendiest restaurants, including King, Legacy Records, Café Altro Paradiso, and Café Cluny. Price. You can expect to pay up to $10 per pound for this variety of chicory. Number 6. Yamashita Spinach or Kinjiso Spinach. As Yufumi Yamashita sources his seeds directly from Japan and chooses them for flavor rather than durability, which explains the unceasing care he gives his vegetables. He exclusively grows Kinjiso spinach, which is leafy vivid purple spinach that requires a specific temperature range and acidic soil. It has been described as tasting uniquely crisp and nutty, and not like spinach at all. Price. Yamashita spinach goes for $13/pound. Number 5. Yamashita Kabu. Kabu is a strain of Japanese white turnip. We've already mentioned that Yufumi Yamashita sells some of the priciest vegetables in the world, and this goes for his famed Kabu as well. The Kabu is Yamashita's trademark vegetable and what first got culinary heads turning. His variety is softer and sweeter than typical European turnips. Price. Based on the price of your average Japanese turnip, around $3 per pound, we estimate that Yamashita turnips sell at a price of around $30 per pound. Number 4. Wasabi. You've probably never had real wasabi. Most of the wasabi served at sushi joints is just colored horseradish. The wasabi condiment is fresh, nutritious, and made from grating the rhizome, root or stem, of the Wasabi japonica plant. The real plant tastes bright and green, and almost nothing like the pungent horseradish powder we are used to. Price: real wasabi can cost up to $45 per pound if it was grown in America, or more than $100 per pound if it was grown in Japan. Number 3 are Bonnotte potatoes. This variety is the world's most expensive potato, grown exclusively on an island in France's Bay of Biscay. They grow on a tiny strip of land. Price: these potatoes go for around $300 per pound. Number 2 Spanish peas. Bergano cultivates these peas on his farm Aroa, near a village of only 2,500 people in Spain. His situation is similar to Yamashita's in that he primarily supplies Michelin-starred restaurants. The peas are served raw, often accompanied by caviar. They have been described as having an exquisite, fresh crunchiness that gives way to herbaceous sweetness. Inigo Galatas, a food critic, describes them as being caviar from the ground, substituting a burst of sweetness for a burst of saltiness from caviar. No wonder they are usually served with caviar. Price: these peas sell for more than $350 per pound. Number 1 Hop shoots. So, what is the most expensive vegetable? You may know that hops are present in beer, but what about the shoots? Hop shoots are a tender part of the hop vines, and they taste like a cross between beer and asparagus. They are harvested from the tips of the plants that won't bear flowers used for beer. These shoots are quite small but have an interesting and unique flavor. European hop shoots in countries that consume a lot of beer can grow to the thickness of asparagus. Generally, only the first 3 inches of the tips are eaten because the rest of the shoot is too tough to consume. Price: hop shoots cost more than $400 per pound.